and Leonard missing.
And, you know, for Leonard, you a Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
Now Gasol. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. It's Parker with the drive. Back to Gasol. 5 on the clock to the inside. Stolen by Thompson. Smith dishes to LeBron. Leonard against James. Shot on the wing. And Leonard gets it to go.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
Certainly not the dream start they were hoping for, going 1 for 4 early. It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Irving with a clean look. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Irving's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Gasol with it, picked up by Thompson. The drive by Green. The kick out to Aldridge. Parker passes to Aldridge. And stolen by James. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it's Smith missing.
You know, just a little too fancy on that play.
Well, you don't want to force any play, but particularly the alley-oop. You'd like to try. That when it's wide open, there's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
James kicks to Irving. Back to James. For 3, Love. The shot is off. Some solid defense from Aldridge. And stolen by Irving. Love outside. Thompson inside. Aldridge is covering. Rejected by Gasol. Leonard with the ball. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
A long windup and a strong follow-through on that one-hand jam.
He's not going to mess that one up for sure.
I sure hope not. And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
Smith for 3. Good. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game. Spurs trail by 3. The 3. And that's good. Kawhi Leonard for 3.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Got that one up quick. 8 points for Kyrie Irving.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look. Anderson is checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Jefferson's checked in for LeBron. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Smith.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition. Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those playing.
And he commits the intentional foul.
really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Anderson. Love comes in for Channing Frye. James checked in for Richard Jefferson. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Shumpert. And the rejection by James. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
San Antonio's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Spurs ball. For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. They double-team Ginobili. Here's Lee. Uses both hands to slam it down.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
For 3, Williams. No good. And the Spurs going the other way now. Mills dishes to Lee. Kicks to Mills. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Love's check in for Anderson. Dunleavy comes in for Richard Jefferson. J.R. Smith's checked in for Shumpert, and Irving subbed in for Williams. Anderson passes to Mills. And Ginobili. Here we go. Lee kicks to Simmons. Drains the three-pointer. Simmons got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Irving. He got it up that time, but it would. And, of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his...
I put all the pressure on.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example of how to take responsibility and lead.
And, Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, they've been really active on the defensive end in terms of applying pressure and coming away with steals.
Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Aldridge out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Mills in at the 1. That's the San Antonio 5.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
And Love, who would also go on to make his first postseason appearance, played in the first round last year. It was a complete 180 for him in what he was used to at Minnesota.
And even though there were ups and downs for Love last season, you know that he must have enjoyed winning for a change. And being in the league so long without making the playoffs, he finally got a chance to play in the postseason.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Spurs trail by 4. There's Parker with the 3. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Parker's got his first 3 points of the game.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
And it's Love missing.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play because...
look out, and then you throw up stuff like that. And you go, oh, my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
Parker. Love grabs the board.
Oh, my goodness. That's like temporary insanity right there.
Do you think he realizes we've actually got a serious game taking place here? I have my doubts, partner.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
The Cavaliers leading by 4.
And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
And that one's good. Parker.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Smith dishes to Irving. Lets it go from deep. They get the rebound. Here's Thompson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Irving drives in, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. A 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin, but you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. For 3, Smith. It's rebounded by Leonard. From deep 3-point range, but they recover it. Parker passes to Aldridge. Outside Leonard. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Looking at the game for Kawhi Leonard, he has 9 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And, Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. David Lee checked in for Gasol. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers. And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP in international play while with Team USA.
Here's Lee. Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to Lee. And there's the 3-second violation. The Cavaliers leading by 3. On the wing, James. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Smith for 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 14 points for J.R. Smith.
And for Kyrie, taking home the MVP and a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest, and I think that's going to help his confidence for this year.
Well, here in the second, not as listless. They're showing some signs of life offensively.
You know, steadying themselves. After a tough start, they're back on track.
1:35 left in the second quarter. And finished off by Leonard.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Ginobili can't hit. The Cavaliers leading by 8. Smith for 3. Here's Thompson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
He's 0 of 1 from the line, missing on his first trip.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
Here's Leonard. The shot, no good. Good D by James.
I like the move to go 2 for 1 here.
So do I, Greg. I mean, I agree with you. They need to get a quick look and then try to get another possession after that.
Spurs trail by 10. Ginobili kicks to lead. And that one is hammered home.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Shots good by Mills.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And Love has it in the corner. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Love's got 5. Passes it to Mills. To the middle. Kicks it out to Leonard. From deep. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live there.
Not that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, he can work for a better shot than that.
7 seconds left now here in the second. Back to Irving, inside. Kicks it out to LeBron. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that does it for the first half.
Well, gentlemen,
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal. And the first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there with... And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
And what a game for Smith. He's got 17 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is pouring it in from 3, guys. You know how much I love to see guys knocking down buckets.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Thompson is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Irving in at the point guard.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
The Cavaliers leading by 6. Up and in on the layup. Irving's got 18 points.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Parker's shot is off. Cavaliers shooting here about 46% for the game. Smith for 3. In for his 7th make in 13 tries.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will to date.
Yeah, the defense struggling to take that away from him.
And it's Parker again missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Well, I tell you what, it was a really strong year for the Cavs. 53 wins for them, good for the 6th best mark in team history. A lot of those wins also came against the West, making it even more impressive.
The drive by Smith, and Gasol sends it back. And there's the feed to Leonard. The wide open look here for Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Aldridge has got his 2nd bucket of the night. Cavs were very strong against the West. 18-12 record for them overall, second only to the Hawks in the East.
And they really turned it on against the West from mid-January on. How about going 14-1 in the West in their last 15 matchups, and that included a 10-game win streak against the West. High-quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And, Greg, that has him S-H-H-E. Shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And you know, it wasn't just about getting hot offensively. Defensively, they've been stellar as well.
The rebound by Gasol. On offense, here are the Spurs. Good momentum, 8 straight points. And it's Smith penetrating. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Smith's got 22 points.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. David Lee's checked in for Aldridge. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's Mills in for Tony Parker. The Spurs making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Ginobili dishes to Gasol. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James. There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
Spurs trail by 10. Here's Mills. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Well, Clark, you look at LeBron's career averages right now around 27, 7, and 7. Hard to argue at this time he's not the best player in the league.
Well, you know, he might not always win the MVP award, Kevin, but that doesn't really matter. I think he's the most feared player in the league, and he proved he can carry a team in last season's NBA Finals. Clearly one of the all-time greats.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
That's just a foolish mistake right there, guys.
Yeah, inexcusable. You just cannot allow that to happen.
No one near him. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists in the game. Lee right through the D for the layup. Lee's got 8 points. The Cavaliers leading by 8. Here's LeBron, and he goes in for the dunk.
Boy, Kevin Love certainly is one of the best passing big men in the league.
Anderson passes to Lee. Ginobili outside. Gasol kicks to Mills. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those 3-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
The drive by Smith goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
And here's Anderson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Shoots a 3. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Smith outside. And another 3 for Cleveland.
He is raining threes here tonight, and he is going to continue to stay aggressive.
As he should. I mean, when you're having the kind of day he's having from long range, you're doing your team a disservice if you aren't shot hungry.
Irving drives in. Thompson, count that one.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Got a piece of it. Gasol with the steal. Lee outside. Dishes it to Mills. Smith against Ginobili. Inside. Irving with the steal. Knocked away. James dishes to Love. Fades back. Rebounded by the Spurs.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much. I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
You have to like what we're seeing from J.R. Smith.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket.
I need you guys to be crashing the offensive glass. Big guys, use your size to box out in the inside position. Effort, fellas, effort.
The Cavaliers leading by 11. On its way from Irving for 2. Green with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And it's Gasol penetrating. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Gasol.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
It's tipped. Moments away now as we welcome you back.
Every summer with the blue vans will come. We throw the work in the can and run. With the plans with to get funded.
The Cavaliers shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Gasol at center. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Here's Leonard. They kick it out to Green. Back to Leonard. Parker left side. No good on the 3. The Cavaliers leading by 9. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
For the Cavaliers, Chris Anderson is checked in for Love. Shumpert comes in for J.R. Smith. And Mo Williams subbed in for Irving. Back to Parker. Kicks it out to Leonard. Wide open. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 5 assists tonight.
Well, for one, he hasn't let them down. I mean, but a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
And they go. The intentional foul. And we've played through about a minute here in the 4th. Here's Anderson, and the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
And Leonard gets it to go. Now Williams. Feeds to Anderson. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Cavaliers lead by 10. We're talking about Channing Frye last year. The three-point shot still there for the 2nd straight season, Greg. He hit the 2nd most threes among power forwards again, standing in back of Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick enough or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really wants to realize his potential.
He hit a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
And he recovers it. Outside Jefferson. And that one's good. Jefferson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Cavs.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Nobody near Williams. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Textbook. Nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Here's Jefferson. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's got his 6th rebound on the night. Aldridge, the pass to Parker. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way. The drive by Shumpert. Great D that time from Green. Outside for Gasol. Parker dishes to Aldridge. A wide open look for Gasol. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Aldridge has got 5 assists tonight.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot 3. It's on Mo Williams.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a three-point attempt.
Yeah, unnecessary. I mean, make them earn those points from deep. Don't give them to them free at the line.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
A different look now for Cleveland. Anderson comes in for Tristan Thompson. And Shumpert in there for J.R. Smith. Parker outside. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
And finally, they fought themselves back to even the score. We've got a new ball game here now.
And really all the momentum is theirs, making such a strong comeback. So I think you've got to really feel good about their chances the rest of the way.
Up top, Leonard, defended by Anderson. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Shot clock at 6. Ginobili the pass to Leonard. To take the lead, and the shot is good. And now a 3-point Spurs lead.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the clutch.
Timeout called, Cleveland. They're behind by 3. 1:29 left in the 4th quarter. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. With the game still up for grabs, he simply told us, guys, we're right there. Stay focused, execute, and get it done. Kevin, let's see how it plays out.
The Spurs making a switch here. Green's checked in. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Smith comes in for Shumpert. Parker against Irving. Fires from deep. The offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Leonard. 1:07 left to play here in the 4th. Right side, Green. Second shot opportunity. Kicks it out to Leonard. Fires for 3. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
And, guys, something every team strives for is getting points off of turnovers, and they've done that here in both halves.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Somebody set a fire under Pau Gasol.
Parker against Irving. Here's the 3. Count it! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
Kyrie Irving has simply caught fire.
The game has come down to this.
Ginormous possession here.
What intensity. A 3 from Leonard. Thompson with the rebound.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the defense has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull that trigger. You've got to be in his face and not give him any space.
And you can see, Clark, that he has garnered the attention of the defense here. They are not going to allow him to get those kinds of looks.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're trailing by 3. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're behind by 5. There's 10 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
You know, and not only do you want to draw up a score here, but it's got to be a quick one.
Yeah, it has to be quick. They've got to convert, and then there has to be an immediate foul.
No one near James as he lets it go. Count it. And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark, they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
Yep.
The entire NBA
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here.
Now let's get it all in perspective for all y'all enjoyment of song.
We are at the sold-out Phillips Arena. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Atlanta Hawks. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. All fueled up and ready to go.